What's going on? And today I'm going to tell you about 3 lessons I learned from Dan Koe. Dan Koe reminds me of the little brother that you have that is super smart, but you don't want to listen to. But every time you turn around, he's like dropping gems, he's dropping nuggets, and you're like, you know what? Maybe I should start writing some of this stuff down and applying it. That's how I feel about Dan Koe. I actually just found out he's 28 the other day. These youngsters. But anyway, let's jump right in, and I'm going to tell you what I learned from Dan Koe. First, we're going to start off by saying, who the heck is Dan Koe? Dan Koe is an author. He is a writer. He is a creator, and he's the co-founder of Cortex. It's a new software that he's launched. Now, I found Dan Koe on YouTube. I also receive his newsletter. Pretty dope, dude. Here's lesson number 1. Your experience, my experience, our experience matters. Experience is just the word I could have said there, but basically what he's saying is we need to stop overlooking our experience. There is something in your life. There is a problem you have solved, a solution that you have that someone else right now at this exact moment is wishing they had a solution for. And what he says is it is your duty to start a business offering that solution. You've already solved it for yourself. Why do you want to be selfish and not share with other people? That's kind of how I took what he was saying. And I'm like, you're right, Dan. I gotta stop being selfish, man. So, yeah, I've created my own product. I'm gonna talk about that later. But what he says is, and if you think about it, there are so many areas. There's health, there's wealth, there's relationships, there's happiness. Maybe you figured out how to go through the worst of whatever and still be happy. Well, somebody else is probably going through the worst of whatever that was, and you can help them be happy. And I know what you're thinking, because I thought this too. But I don't know how to package it up. I don't know even where to start. This is where he brings in the idea of becoming the niche. You have a problem now. You have this idea, you have this solution that you can help people with, but you don't know how to do it. Well, your journey to figuring out how to do it makes you the niche, because you have a problem in your life now that you have to solve. How do I take this idea out of my head? How do I take this solution out of my head and put it into a product? Okay, you're going to have to learn, what platforms, you're going to have to learn how to market it. You're going to have to learn how to, get it in front of people. You're going to have to learn how to write about it. All these things, you're a niche. You're figuring out your own problems, and you just share what you're learning about this problem, what you're learning about solving this problem of bringing your product to market. You share that, and that makes you a niche, because you have a problem you're solving in your own life. The next step with that, after you've figured out how to do it, you can then package that up and help someone else with it. And it's amazing, because when I think about my life, we often overlook the things that we do or we can do because it was easy for us. Just because something was easy for you doesn't mean it would be easy for someone else. I figured out how to self-publish children's books. I can do it, the process, like the back of my hand. That is not easy for everyone. So what I did, I created a long time ago. I created a training for anyone that would ask me about it. But I never monetized that training because I was afraid to promote myself and promote that I had this idea. I've solved this problem. So I never did. However, listening to Dan Koe, I do have a second thing that I've solved in my own life. And so I have turned that into a product, and I will be promoting it. But we'll talk about that later. The idea here is I just want to get in your mind the same thing I had to get in my mind. Our experience matters, and we can help someone else navigate a situation that we have already learned that we've already mastered, or it could be a product around something that we're a subject we're interested in, or maybe even a product around something that we just not only interested in, but maybe we've learned some key insights. Maybe we haven't mastered it yet, but we've learned some insights, like those kids that help people learn to play different video games. Think about that. They learned how to play a game, went on there and started tutoring other people to play the same game. That is amazing. They just took something they learned and packaged it up and helped somebody else who wanted to learn how to play the game. We can too. And I think as older adults, we think we've been through a lot, but we think for some reason we can't do that. And Dan Koe says, you're wrong. You can and you should. Lesson number two. People buy from people they like. I was thinking today when I did this video, how many products of Dan Koe's I own. The first one is this book, The Art of Focus. I bought this book that Dan Koe wrote, and I also bought his 2-hour writer course. And I also signed up for his Cortex Second Brain app. Why? Because I like Dan Koe. And so I want to support Dan Koe in his mission because he is doing everything he talks about. He said, you know what? Solve your own problems, sell them. Well, he didn't know how to write at first. So what did he do? He learned how to write. He built an audience, and now he's selling a course to teach you how to do the same. Okay, so once he became good at this writing, well, he knew he had to learn how to focus to get the results he wanted. So what did he do? He wrote a book on focus after he figured it out for himself. Next, after that, he's made some money. And you know what? He's done which he talks about too. He's done the things, buy the cars, buy the house, feeling still unfulfilled, decided to go a different direction. Now he's looked at the market for the second brain apps and he's like, you know what? This can be improved upon. So what did he do? He launched his own improvement on it, on the notions and all those things out there. Now, to me, I had to support it because I like him. But it also, again, stems from the fact that he is willing to become the niche, allow his life, these different stages and situations he's going through, sharing them with us and building products along. I like Dan Koe. It's beautiful because that is what I want to do. But I can only do that if I am willing, one, to look at myself as the niche, be willing to explore my own thoughts, desires, and learnings to help someone else and be comfortable with the idea of that. It's a lot, but Dan has helped me with that. And number three, simplicity and value. As I stated before, he delivers value. I purchased his book. It has value. I have his 2-hour writer course. Value. This Cortex second brain app, value. Now, I haven't mastered the second brain or writing yet, but these are things that he created that have value to me. And when I watch one of his videos on YouTube or read one of his newsletters, which are long, using simple words, but pack a lot of value, I am in awe. I look at his YouTube channel, his thumbnails, they're simple. He's not overly doing it. If you look at the book cover, simple. I think when we get on here and we look around at other people, we start to think, oh man, I gotta, my thumbnail banner has to do flips, talk back to you. And then when I'm in these videos, I gotta be, crazy. And no, you have to be who you are, allow that to naturally unfold. And that is what and deliver value to people. And that's what will matter. And so I've took these lessons from him and I'm applying them. And as I said, I had to get comfortable with the idea that, you know what, I do have something of value to offer. And what I am trying to offer is not for everyone. I created my product for someone like me. Is my 7 days to reinvent your story, right? Because we're all telling ourselves these stories. So I created this product as though if I had to walk back through for 7 days, I could get myself back to this place where I feel like I reinvented my story after. And who my product is for, who I'm marketing for, is someone like me. Why? Because that's who I believe this product can solve the problem for. And when I'm writing in the copy, I'm writing for someone like me, because that is the person I can help solve the problem for. And I just had to get comfortable with the idea of saying, yes, I have a product for sale, because I've written books, I've created courses before and never told anybody. And like whole books and never told anybody. Or when I finished the book, I didn't have confidence enough in myself to be willing to sell the book. And so the book just died on the shelf. I never finished the process. But Dan helped me realize I am the niche, and as I grow, these different things are gonna come up. So this is the product that I feel like I can help people with now. But as I grow and become more, better, different, I'm going to have other things. But being okay with, yes, this is where I'm at now, and this is what I offer now. And so if you are ready to reinvent yourself, it walks you through a 7-day process. You get an email every single day for 7 days. And each day it has a video from yours truly. It also has a interactive form that you're going to fill out for that day. And I walk you through a guided meditation for that day. And we do this every day for 7 days. And each day you're releasing certain things. You're setting yourself up for where you want to see yourself in the future, but we're changing our conversation in our head. And the link is in the description. That's, I'm glad I created it, and it's going to be for who it's supposed to be for. Now, I will say this. I desire to create value. So let me know in the comments if any of these lessons from Dan Koe provided value for you. Or maybe you're saying the value that I provided is that, hey, maybe I should be listening to Dan Koe instead of you. That may be true too. Whatever. My job is to provide value. All right. If you didn't catch the book review from last week, it's Getting to Yes with Yourself by William Ury. Man, I really enjoyed that book. Check out the book review. Let me know what you think. And until next time, I'm gone.